Mint Salad and I saw Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. It is directed by Michael Gondry, but it also has Jim Carrey and Kate Winslet in this movie. This was a Patreon request. If you want to request a movie, go to my patreon.com/ASEPresents for $20. You can request a movie review. Make me watch anything you want. I don't care. I just want to watch all the movies. Alright, let's get started into this movie, shall we? I was like, first when I saw this movie, just like the title card, I was like, oh, this is a nice, lovely romance movie. And the color of it is kind of, I would say it's a little bit like darker blue hue-ish. So I was like, okay, this is going to be interesting. I wonder what type of romance movie this is going to be. So, first scene, you get to see the train station. And it's all dark and gloomy. So I was like, oh, something happened. What happened here? Turns out it's just Joel's, which is his name. His name's Joel, the main character. Is Joel's just day-to-day life. He's on a train, just training about. Right. And I like seeing all the train station stuff. And the whole narration, it takes place on Valentine's Day. It's like, oh no, Valentine's Day, the movie, it even says in the movie that, hey, Valentine's Day is a marketing, it's a whole holiday for marketing love cards to make you feel sad, pretty much. So, you get Joel, he's just kind of about writing, and then there's this girl. She's wearing blue hair. She's wearing it very proudly, and she kind of pokes up. It's like, hey, hello, what's your name? And he's like, well, my name's Joel. And then she's like, hey, my name's Clementine. Hey, I'm going to assume that you know what my name means. Don't make that joke about what Clementine is. When I first heard that name, I was like, is that like an orange? Like, that was literally what my brain went to. But no, it's a whole, it's a whole movie. It's a whole character. It's like, oh my darling character. And, of course, Joel's, really nice. He describes her a lot as nice. And this is a really beautiful romance. And I'm like, oh yeah, I love this romance so much. I want it to keep going. I want to keep watching it go. Make it go fast. Like Sonic. But like, Sonic, if he was a marathon runner, going fast and marathoning at the same time. That's what I want this romance to be. But it's showing, the next scene is basically like, oh, she's asking him out. And he says yes. And they go hang out. And it's like, they're so cute together. I just want to see more of them. And then, bam! Next scene. Joel is crying in his car because she has broken up with him. Oh no, this is terrible. Why? This is the perfect couple. Why did they break up? Come on. So, we do find out some things about why they break up. And honestly, I really like that the movie is like not terribly fast or terribly slow about revealing this information. It's honestly just like, okay, well, why did they break up? Well, he was very volatile, and he also discovers that his girlfriend has removed her memories of the relationship. And honestly, I'd be so pissed if I were Joel. Like, you don't remember me at all? Like, okay, I feel like memories and treasures are very important. You gotta remember the memories and treasures about it. Why don't you want to treasure the memories that you've made along the way, even if some of them were negative, even if it pains you to remember them? Still have some of the memories because you learned something. You learned something about yourself, you learned something about humanity, you learned something about something. If you just wasted all that time with no lesson whatsoever, what's the entire point of life? Like, what's the point? Literally, what is the point? So, Joel, sad, it's like, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to forget her. She's gonna be forgotten. no more of Clementine, but it's cute because during the entire procedure, it's really scary, honestly. It's like, is this brain damage? Well, technically, it is brain damage. It's like, I don't want to deal with this procedure at all. I wouldn't have this procedure done, no matter how hard of a painful breakup I've ever, like, experienced. I wouldn't want to forget that person. But still, he goes through the experience. They basically put, like, this weird, like, dome thing around his head with, like, lights on the side. And it's like, alright, he's really sad trying to forget her. So next, we go into his memories. This is a fun part. This is where everything gets a little bit trippy and weird. It's showing, like, his memories, starting from the fight that they had, and he's sad about it. But then, coming further from the sad memories, then we get to the happy memories. And he's like, no, I don't want to forget! No, the memories and treasures, I want to treasure them, actually. Come on, let me treasure them. And this is where the movie takes, like, a weird turn for me, which is still quite enjoyable. But you get Clementine's, like, you can control it, it's your mind. Come on, you can do it. Just take me somewhere that I'm not supposed to be. And so, the memory that Joel chooses is very fun. It's when he's like a toddler and being all crying pissy baby about it. Like, oh, no, not, I'm so sad. I can't get what I want. And like, there we get the hilarity in this scene is try to see Clementine trying to be like, hey, come on, kid, get up. Come on, let's go. Oh, you're being so annoying. Ugh. But she's really trying hard, which is fun, honestly. She's just trying hard, but she also is like an insecure person. When I talked about Clementine for a second, she's like, I'm just like a messed up person, just trying to have peace of mind. And it's like, okay, everyone's a messed up person trying to have peace of mind. You're not alone. I see your hair color. It's dyed. I get it. You have problems. Come on. Why? Chill out. Everyone has problems. Just be with each other. Deal with your problems together. Anyway, that's my rant against Clementine. But Clementine is also, she's very emotional and volatile. And there's a whole tape that Joel records, like, before he even goes through this procedure, like, venting all of his thoughts and feelings and whatnot. And one of those things is Clementine really wants to have a child and doesn't think that Joel will be a good parent. Which is why I bring it up that she's a really good, trying to be a good parent to Joel in the weird memory. I found that connection to be kind of fun, you know? And then, after this whole, like, weird Joel breaking down, Joel is able to snap into another memory where he's a little bit older and talk to Clementine there. Clementine's like, come on, you can just do it. Just close your eyes. Imagine you're in the place where you belong, you know? Then he does. He's like, oh, you want me to just do this? And, like, he does it mockingly, but actually works, and he opens his eye, and he sees, like, the place where he's at. And what's also sad, I guess, is that Clementine is with one of the technicians. And also, right next to Joel, there's two technicians having sex with each other. And it's like, oh, this is crazy. What is going on here? But I bring up the technician with Joel. I bring up the technician with Clementine, rather. She's with this technician because the technician's like, oh, I want to be with her. And I'm going to break these two up. I'm going to take all the memories from her file and try to seduce her that way. And also view at the files of Joel's memories too, and seduce her that way. And he's just using this as like a whole entire ploy to get with her. And it's like, no. Aw, this sucks. Clementine and random guy? That's not like an as memorable couple as Jim Carrey and Kate Winslet. I mean, Joel and Clementine. I mean, come on. This is awesome. I want to see them succeed. But anyway, then we get to see Joel does wake up more, and he's able to just like chill out. And then you get to call the boss. Hey, boss man! The technicians are like, oh no, he's awake, we gotta call the boss man. Oh no, boss man, come here, call. Ring, ring, telephone, hello? What's up? Can you please assist me with this guy? He's awake. That's not supposed to happen. Well, it's happened. Does it matter that it's not supposed to when it's happened before? Fine, I'll come over. Click. And he has to like, the technician has to get the other technician out of there. You gotta leave. Your boss man, he's actually your husband. Affair. No, that's so bad. That's so sad. But Bossman arrives, gives him a little injection, put him on the right path. Hey, you're gonna forget all about that girl. All right, we're gonna treat you right up, treat you all good and stuff. But then, big sadness time. Now we get to more memory destruction. He gets stuck in like a memory that was already deleted. And it's like, it's really weird. Everything's crumbling around him. The entire earth is crumbling, all the buildings and such. And it's like, this is terrifying. I wouldn't want to be here. But then he gets placed in more memories that he gets to live and then forget, since that was the end of the memory. But like, there's this one memory, which is super, kind of sketchy on her part, but also super fun. She is at this beach house. Hey, there's a vacation beach house that is never occupied. Let's go break into it and sleep in it. You know what will happen? Nothing. But Joel's like, I'm scared. Oh no. Clementine's, let's steal the liquor. Let's drink the liquor. Let's go upstairs. She goes upstairs. Joel leaves. That's the end of the memory. But Joel is like, at that moment, like, I wish that we did things. I wish we did more things together. I wish I did more. And he's like wishing he did all these things. And then Clementine is like, you don't have to have this as the end of the memory, you know? Come on. So she goes up, then they hug or kiss. Then that's the end of the memory, and Joel wakes up. Before that, Clementine is like, go to this place. And so Joel is like, I'm gonna start my usual routine. Now it's February 15th. And you know what happens? He goes to his train station. Train's almost there. He's like, I'm gonna go to other place. I feel compelled to go to the other place. He almost misses the train to go to other place, but then catches up with her. And then, this is the little confusing part for me, because there's a memory of Ultra Chad Man. His name is Patrick, by the way. That's the technician. Ultra Chad trying to steal Clementine from Joel. He knocks on the window before the procedure. Because this scene happens twice. And it happens from like different perspectives. The first scene happens with Joel talking to Patrick, and Patrick's like, no, you're not allowed to be here. And it's like, what is this? Is confusing. But then, the second time, Patrick is dropping Clementine off, and the scene starts, but then it switches to Clementine's perspective, and she's like, yeah, I'm gonna brush my teeth, I'm gonna have all this fun with Joel, I love Joel so much, and we're gonna be great. But then, they switch to the car ride, and what happens in this car ride, there's this, tape. Why is there tape? Turns out, remember those technicians that were having an affair? Well, turns out the husband found out. Oh no, that's not good. And they kind of send all these memories, all these tapes back to the patients, including Joel and Clementine. And they listen, specifically, we listen to Clementine judge Joel in the car. And It was super fun. Clementine is like, I don't like this. I don't want this. So bad. But Joel not even like kicks her out, but like Joel just like opens the door for her and then she leaves. Then Joel walks into her house, is like, hey, hello. They both say hi to each other. Well, actually, Clementine walks into Joel's house. Joel's sad, and it's fun because Joel has a tape about her. And, okay, basically Clementine thinks that Joel's boring and has too little vocabulary. And it's like, oh, you're boring. You say the same things all the time. And Joel thinks of her that she's a little bit uneducated, doesn't have as big as vocabulary as him, doesn't read, wants to talk about books, but she has not really read a lot of books about it. She's more of like me, kind of like that type of person. And the end of the film is really sweet because they both are mad at each other, but they're like, we get it, we want to try again because we really want to be with each other. We love each other. And even with all this memory erasure, we still want to be with each other. And it's really sweet. And that's the end of the film! Wow, I can't believe it. That was a pretty nice movie. I could say a lot of different verbs, adjectives for that movie, but I really liked the color grading. I liked her hair. Especially in the flashbacks, her hair was like more orange during it, versus when the beginning and the end, her hair was blue. I think it was to kind of signify to the audience whether it was a flashback or not. And so it was very easy to kind of follow the movie. This was easy movie to follow for me, even with all the meta inception. We're watching relationship memories inside a person's head while they're losing their memories. That made sense. I really also like Clementine. She's a good person. She's also, Viatal, as are most people, I believe. But, all you gotta do is be with the person for the rest of your life, because you don't know when that person is going to die, That's the whole point. That's the whole point of life. You gotta find somebody you love and then be like, hey, stay, please. And you gotta convince them not to run. I'm really glad that I got requested to watch this movie. And so I gotta give this movie a solid 8.3 out of 10. If you like that content and more content on patreon.com/ASEpresents for $3 a month, you get some mint salad sauce extended, plus some of that ASE daily vlogs, yum yum, plus $20 a month, you get to request a movie review for 1 month per one review. So go check out patreon.com/ASEpresents. More links to support me are in the link tree down below. Click the tree. It's a nice little tree. You really want to click it. Go click it now. If you want to see my adult content, go to my Fansly at fansly.com/titsmintsalad. Until next time, I'm Mint Salad Saw. I'll see y'all later, my salad croutons and bacon bits.